Hello everybody, Lost Slurper, the true Titan main here, and today we're going to be talking about this brand new build that I came up with, and you might call me insane for using a sword without whirlwind, but I assure you guys, this is worth it, at least in my brain. So let's get right into my build. So in today's build, the strength of it is going to be survivability and rapid super regeneration, pretty much. So we're going to start off by using Bad Juju, String of Curses. The Catalyst helps so much on this, guys, because it extends the duration of String of Curses, the time in between each kill. And what String of Curses does, if you don't know, every kill refills the magazine, increases the damage, and grants super energy based on the strength of String of Curses, which stacks up to ×5. So each one is going to give progressively more super, which Bad Juju is just absolutely insane. So now let's go and check out Coriolis Force, which is a new fusion rifle introduced in this season. So a new perk introduced in this season is Thresh. Killing combatants with this weapon generates a small amount of super energy, so it's just a slightly worse String of Curses. And let me tell you, man, this Coriolis Force is nasty. It does. You see this impact over on the bottom right? Yeah, that's some juicy impact. So this thing will do damage, it will deal out damage, it will take damage, all the damage. And yeah, the thing is just absolutely nasty. Now, here's where people are going to call me crazy. Surrounded spec on a sword. That's right, you heard it here. Surrounded gives you a 40% damage boost in close proximity to multiple enemies, but surrounded spec bumps that up to 55%. So, even though it's situational, there is no whirlwind on Bequest, sadly, so this is the best alternative you're going to get. But the reason I'm using Bequest is for Thresh. It is the only sword in the game that can run with Thresh. And if you guys do not know how to acquire this sword, you get it from the new Deepstone Crypt raid. It's super awesome. It's very good. Look, it has great base stats, and Thresh just makes this thing an absolute beast. And there is plenty of alternatives to use for weapons. For example, you could run a Heritage with Thresh that also rolls with Thresh. Some other new raid weapons like the Sniper runs with Thresh, and you can also get this Sub-Zero Salvo from Europa, and it can also run with Thresh. So there's plenty of alternatives you can have if you do not have Bad Juju or you don't want to use that, you want to use something else, there's plenty you can do. So, now onto the subclass. I chose the Behemoth subclass, obviously, because Stasis is OP right now. And look at this, plus 10 resilience. So as I said, this build is all about having your super come back quickly and never fucking dying. Pardon my French. So this fragment right here gives you plus 10 resilience, just absolutely awesome in the first place. All of this is very good. And this next fragment I'm going to show you here, well, the same fragment actually, but where is it? So when you kill an enemy that's frozen with stasis, it will spawn these little orbs for you. Here it is. Here's the it's an aspect. It enables, here it is. So shattering a stasis crystal creates a stasis shard. This shard grants melee energy when picked up by you or your allies. So it is pretty nasty. So it does plenty. And now onto my armor. So for the armor, I'm going to be utilizing a charged with light build, and this is pretty much my setup. Let me change this. Do not need two protective lights here. I'm actually going to switch one of these with taking charge. This one is taking charge. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to be utilizing a Charge with Light build. Taking charge, get those super simple since all these weapons should be masterwork, spawn new orbs, which also give you your super. So orbs give you taking charge plus give you your super. Perfect. And the main perk this build centers around is energy converter. Using your grenade attack grants you super energy, consuming all stacks of Charge with Light, and with supercharged that adds +2. If you want to use that, and charged up adds +1. So you could have a total for 5 stacks of Charge with Light, which will inevitably give you 50% more super, which is just insane. So, energy converter, I only need to run 2 because I get mine so fast, there's no point in me even running that. But, yeah. So each stack of Charge with Light gives you 10% of your super back when you throw your grenade. And the rest of my mods I have on these build is just to increase my overall stats. So Radiant Light gives me this nice +20 strength. Powerful Friends gives me this nice +20 mobility. And yeah, you see my Titan stats, they're just absolutely insane. And now, the main exotic this build centers around is Icefall Mantle. So what this does is replaces your barricade ability with the overshield. When you activate your barricade, you create a burst around yourself that slows combatants, and while you have your overshield, you are slowed and your barricade does not recharge. So it's not OP like the Hunter exotic, the new one known as Bacchus, where there's no consequences. This one makes you slow, so you have to be wary where you use it. Use it on a jumping puzzle, you're kinda screwed. So, but this is going to make you so tanky. And another important part of this is protective light. When your shields break, it consumes your stack of Charge with Light, and it says you gain significant damage resistance, 50% guys. And the insane part about this is you can use that plus your Icefall Mantles to give you the overshield and just be virtually unkillable. So, yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Sadly, this build does not have much viability in Crucible, unless, you know, you want to 3-peek with a sword, or run Bad Juju. Bad Juju is pretty decent in Crucible right now, but I'm not good enough to take it to the highest level, so if you're good at the game, you can utilize it. It's pretty decent, but you're going to be getting outgunned by things like Vigilance Wing, Suros, you know, the whole 9 yards, pretty much any hand cannon. And Corellus Force, sadly, Thresh does not work in Crucible. The Bad Juju String of Curses does, but not Thresh. So I would go, personally, for PvP with a fusion rifle if you had to use one. The new Glacioclasm is very good. Very, very good. But, yeah guys, I'm gonna run a quick strike in the background just for some gameplay so you could see how the build functions in actual PvE. And, yeah guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, if you like my build, subscribe, like, you know, helps me out a lot guys, trying to get some YouTube viewership. So, yeah, and if you're a real Titan, you'll smash that like button, like the behemoth you are. So, have a good day, everybody.
Memories.
It's alright. It's only taken me a few centuries to suppress them.
elimination of Kargan your priority on this operation. His crew has been active all over the system. From our intel, he's mostly targeting Vex installations. However, removing him can only strengthen our position. Put him down.
I have good news and bad news.
Give us the good news first.
According to the Vex, Kargan has almost complete control over the local Vex Gate network. I predict several detachments of Cabal over the next few minutes.
No, I said give us the good news first.
I did.
Kargan is getting dangerously skilled at manipulating this Vex architecture. Maybe if we catch him, he can give Kate a lesson or two.
Excellent work, Captain. You are at 50% completion of this task.
There's Kargan. Subclass. That should slow you down.
You are correct, friendly ghost. A fast buildup of messaging indicates several Cabal transports are inbound to your position. You asked for it.
Location secured, Commander Zavala.
Good work, Guardian. What intel did you discover?
There's an almost unreadable data artifact here labeled Oxa. It's heavily corrupted, but I'm able to make out M-Sund-12 from the access log. What is Oxa, and who was M-Sund-12?
Those are questions for another day, I suppose. But for now, well done.